Good morning and welcome back to eWriter TV, where we talk about Pydroid, and we're using a module called Turtle to demonstrate Pydroid and to learn the module. Today I'm just kind of playing around without the keyboard. I changed the font size here on the editor, kind of so I can see it better at night. And for those who are interested in learning about Pydroid and actually are learning this module, the Turtle module, which I think is pretty cool. I've been playing around with it. I've watched a couple different videos talking about it. I've saw some game development in it. It's actually pretty exciting. Some of the stuff that I've seen. So right now I'm kind of using my touchscreen to move things around. Let's see. Like I said, and I'm sure you guys see that I'm using my keyboard because I'm kind of trying to simulate if I didn't have my portable wireless keyboard, what would it feel like inside of Pydroid? And to be honest, just to be completely honest, it actually feels really good once you got your keyboard set up the way you want, and you got the font the way you want. Well, at least for me, I've seen that if I didn't have it this way, then it would be a little different. Let's talk a little bit about what I did up at the top. See, as you see, from Turtle import star, I pretty much imported all the methods and all the variables that come along with the package. And it's so I don't have to call it directly. As I want to just play around and draw shapes and just play around with the package, I've found that this is an easier way to approach it, because at this point it's just commands. You don't have to call Turtle directly or assign it to a different name or any of that kind of stuff. You just just call the functions that you need at the time you need them. So, and plus, looking at the documentation, inside the documentation, it has some examples, and the examples pretty much show that it calls the library in and then basically pulls everything in, I guess, to not have to worry about a lot of the namespace, especially if it's something you're just kind of working on a project with yourself. I'm actually looking at the documentation as I do this as an example to show and to kind of see how it feels to type it in, like I said, without my keyboard. And to be honest, it's not that bad, to be honest. obviously, you know, you're gonna get you know, more out of a keyboard than, but you know, I gotta simulate, you know, what happens if, you know, I don't have my keyboard. You know, what do I do? You know, I gotta be able to use this thing without a keyboard, and be able to use it, because I mean it's meant to be on the go. So I need to simulate if I was on the go. Oh, let me talk to you guys about the done command, or the done method. So without this little guy, as you see, Pydroid, let me take a step back. As you see, Pydroid actually, you know, these red lines are pretty much errors, right? You know, saying that these things are not defined and all that kind of stuff. But the true reality is they are defined. They're just not called out. It's a name, it's kind of a namespace. It's kind of a namespace protection to kind of let you know, okay, well, I don't know where this came from, but I'm going to draw your attention to it. But really, it's not going to affect anything. So as you see, I can still run the code, and it's going to run the way it's supposed to run, even though I have those underlines. You know, like I said, those underlines are mainly they're warnings. A lot of times they're warnings, but some other times they could be actual errors. So pay attention to them. But now that I understand and I kind of play with Pydroid a little bit more, I kind of understand that what it's trying to do. And like I said, just because I called in the library and I basically did a wildcard, like if I go up and you see, see right there, wildcard import turtle, that's kind of a warning, and it's a warning based around memory, and you know, basically to try to use the things that you're going to use within the library, so you don't, you know, have name collisions and all that kind of stuff. But currently, like I said, I'm just playing around with Turtle, so I want to be able to, you know, access the commands quickly, not have to, you know, call out the entire namespace and all that kind of stuff, or assign things to variables to be able to use them easier. So I'm doing it this way. And like I said, it's just mainly just to get comfortable with, you know, using the commands in Turtle, and you know, and playing with my keyboard and the internal keyboard to the actual device that I'm using. But let me talk to you guys about done. Okay, so if I comment done out, what's gonna happen is I run the program and it's gonna run. It's gonna run, and the reason why this is gonna run, let me stop it. But the reason why this is gonna run is because I have this forever loop right here. This while loop is, you know, that's the reason why. But what this done does, let me comment this out, and I'll show you this comment, how this works. This is what, let me go up here. Hey, you see this? Boom, I can comment out that whole section. That's pretty cool, right? But let me go down. Let me show you what I was talking about. Okay, so if I said forward, let's go 100. So right now, if I run that, you'll see a line and it'll stop. But if I comment out the done, let me show you, and I run it, see how it like exits out. So this done is pretty much the loop that keeps Turtle, going. And it's actually a good thing to know, because as you play around with Turtle, let's see, let's go right. And that's the other thing I love about this IDE. It gives you some good suggestions. It actually shows you what's available in the library, and that's pretty useful. Let me go back up. 9. So I'm gonna turn right 90 degrees, and then so you see that, but I'm gonna turn right 90 degrees, and then let's go forward. Let's go forward 100. See what that looks like. So essentially, I can, if I go right another 90 degrees and I go forward another, it's essentially going to be making a box. So, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Kind of a shortish, longish video, but I kind of really wanted to play around with my keyboard today, because I will be a little bit on the go, so I didn't want to have to carry my wireless keyboard, even though it's really small and it's something I can throw in my pocket. But I didn't want to have to pull it out and have to set it up. If I wanted to sit down somewhere and just type out a couple commands and play around with Turtle, I just kind of wanted to be able to use the internal keyboard. But hey, have an awesome day. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in line when I drop some new videos about Pydroid and about Turtle. And coming soon, I am I talked about also playing around with Pygame, so I will be doing that as well. But Turtle, I think, is a little fun thing to kind of draw some shapes, and I actually like I was saying earlier, I watched a couple tutorials on Turtle, building games and that kind of stuff. Turtle has some really good power to it, and it's designed for children 10 to 12. So if you are a parent and you want your child to get into technology or get into developing, and your child has like a Android device, I would suggest definitely downloading Pydroid. It's a free application, and for this free application you get a lot of horsepower. I'll tell you this, I've been very impressed with Pydroid. And I know this is not a review, this is kind of well, I guess it is a review as well, because I'm reviewing this application for my own personal use, to do things that that I could do from a desktop, but now be able to do it from my pocket desktop, my cell phone, and write some pretty cool solutions, and on the go from my device. So, but like I was saying, I think if you're a parent, or even a aunt or uncle or whatever, wherever you're at as far as on the influence chain when it comes to children, I would definitely suggest this to a child that's in the age group and has a device, has an Android device that they can download Pydroid and actually get started on developing and that kind of stuff. Just kind of to get some interest in developing, because it's going to be a thing regardless of what people say when it comes to machine learning and all that kind of stuff. Developers is still going to be a thing. Machine learning is not gonna, completely take developers out of business. All machine learning is gonna do is gonna reduce the work field when it comes to developers. And all that's gonna mean is developer jobs are gonna be more competitive. So if you want to give your children, or children that you have influence over, a leg up in technology, start them now. Start them young. Start them at 9-10 years old, playing around with Python and Pydroid. You don't need to buy a computer or none of that stuff. You can buy yourself a cheap little tablet. I even think there might even be Pydroid on Amazon Fire. If it runs Android iOS, you can get Pydroid on it. So let me just say that. But hey, I've rambled along enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I haven't came up with a schedule of how often I want to, drop these videos. I'm kind of just, playing it by ear and seeing if there really is any interest. Looking at my analytics when it comes to YouTube and see if, anybody's even, coming along and watching or not. So right now, doesn't seem like there's a lot of interest, but the channel's new, and we hope to grow it, because I think this application is very useful, and it can help you out if if you're looking at maybe changing a career, or getting into technology, or trying to get your children into technology. I think this is a good stepping stone into that realm, and get you on the right track to learning things that are going to be emerging in the future. But hey, have an awesome day, and ciao.